the bark on this thing. This dang camera just don't show. Well, good morning, lake fans. Today we are going to cook the simplest and easiest brisket known to man on the Traeger. It's a beautiful day out here at the lake. My expectation with this video is to teach somebody that has never cooked a brisket in their life how to cook a brisket perfectly the first time. I'm using a Traeger. You can use whatever you like. If you know how to cook brisket, might watch it anyways. There'll be some little things I do in there, but for this video, I'm keeping it stupid simple. Easy, easy, easy. A little bit of mustard, a little bit of double pepper cow cover course, a little bit of SPG, and overnight on the Traeger. So while I'm sleeping, this will be cooking. Wake up in the morning, it's gonna be ridiculous. So this is our brisket. It is a Swift boneless beef brisket. It is an 18-pounder. I don't know that you can see that. This is a massive pig of a brisket. So I'm gonna be starting this at 7 p.m. Let me show you the rub we are putting on. We are using double pepper, cow cover course, and SPG. Phenomenal, phenomenal briskets. We're gonna run a little bit of French's. And for our wrap, 2 cans of beef consomme and a half a bottle of Kosmos Brisket Mop. This is concentrate, so you don't need the whole bottle. I mean, you can use the whole bottle, you just don't need it. I got my knife, I got my rapid steel, so let's get to trimming. Rapid steel, and all this really is a knife honer. Ugh. This thing is massive. Let's see if I can get this out of here without making a mess. Alright, I'm not making sausage right now, but if I was, I would be putting this in a separate bag, but I'm gonna be vacuum sealing these for when I do. And I like to just take it down to about a 1/4 inch. Don't think you gotta overthink it, and if you gouge it, don't worry about it. It's my brisket, I can do what I want. And you can take your fingers and put it underneath and kind of lift those edges if you want. Just makes it easier to trim that fat. Let's flip it over, see what it looks like. This is the point, this is the flat. This is where your slices come from. This is where your burn ends come from. I'm gonna flip this over. Cut a little bit of this bottom off. I want this to lay flat. Right now I'm just making it aerodynamic. Always break those corners over. In competition, we would actually separate these two. There's a seam right here. This is a fat seam that separates the flat from the point. You just run your knife right down that. Comes apart nice and easy. That's all I'm gonna do to it. She looks good. Now you can trim a lot of this top off if you want, but for what we're doing, no need. Now, pro tip. You can see the grain is running this way. A lot of people, after they cook this, it changes shape. They forget which way it was. So if you just wanna put a little slice right there on the tip, just like that, just a little bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch down. Perfect. And this will tell you how to slice it if you want to go perfectly with the grain. That easy. This is also a pro tip. Put you a damp paper towel underneath your brisket cutting board, especially if you're using disposable ones like I am. Keeps it from slipping. All right, binder, just a little bit of mustard. Not a lot, just a little bit. Double pepper cow cover course. Nice even coat. Probably should have put a wet paper towel under this. We are cooking this one fat side up, and I just put it on there wrong too. It's okay. This is fat side up, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over and rub the other side. A little bit of mustard. I have to re-rub that side now. That's my first time cooking brisket. SPG. Both of these are gonna make an insane bark. Not to mention the flavor. Push it in. All right, flip it back over. I'm gonna hit this side again. I got to. This is a big piece of beef, believe you me. next to impossible to over season it. If you don't have these full pans, get you some. I'm gonna show you a trick here in a second. Man, that's worthy of a picture right there. Now, this is what you want it to look like. I'm gonna go start the cooker. I'm gonna set this one, since it's so big, normally I'd run at 225. This baby, 230. I'm gonna put it on at 7 o'clock. And I know what a couple of you out there are saying. Kosmo, is that brisket to room temperature? No, it's not. The reason for that, and we found this out years ago through probably tens and tens of thousands of dollars. If you put a cold brisket on a hot smoker, now hear me out here, a pellet grill, the smoke ring pops even harder, promise you. And I'm gonna go get the cooker going, set it for 230, we'll get this thing on here, and we are going to use this pan during the cook, so let's go. All right, 7 o'clock. Now, I took the top shelf out. This is a Traeger Timber Iron 1300. Took the top one out, so I put it on the middle rack, and I took that pan that I rubbed the meat in and put it right underneath. This is going to do two things. It's gonna act as a deflector and push the heat around it, and it's also gonna catch all the drippings and save you from having to clean up a mess in here. I promise you. Thank me later. I'll see you probably 6 a.m. Bye-bye. All right, so I lied to you. I forgot one thing. I'm gonna go ahead and mix up my mop the night before. This is going to go in the foil when we wrap in the morning. So half a bottle of brisket mop, 2 10-ounce cans of beef consomme. The brisket's gonna cook in it. And then you're gonna save all that au jus when you're done and drizzle it over the final product and thank me later. Sits out on the counter overnight because I don't want to dump a cold mop on a hot brisket. So it's gonna be a room temperature mop on a hot brisket. I want to wake up in the morning, check my brisket. When it's ready to wrap, I got the mop made. Now I need to get the foil ready. We are wrapping in foil, and I'm gonna pull out a bunch. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. Pull out another 4 feet, fold it over, let's get everything out of the way. That's going right there. I am gonna add a protective layer since it is so big. And this one's just gonna sit in the middle. For those of you that commented on the last video, says, hey, if you use heavy duty, you won't have to do that. It is heavy duty. Believe it or not, they actually do make a thicker one. Most people don't know about this, and it's extremely hard to get, and it's extremely expensive. But I promise you, it's like wrapping a brisket in a tin can. We did use it on ribs in competition all of the time because ribs are prone to breaking from the bones. It doesn't break. But if you don't know what you're doing with it, you're gonna tear it anyway, so really doesn't matter. Buy the heavy duty stuff at Sam's, Costco. Now, I'll see you in the morning. Well, it's morning. She's purring. She's been running all night. Let's take a look. Ho, ho, ho. Yes. This camera is not doing this bark justice, I promise you. I promise you. Let's take it inside and get it wrapped up. Man, this looks fan-freaking-tastic. I promise you, this lighting is not doing that bark any justice. Got our trusty mop. This is why I lay the foil out the night before, so first thing in the morning, I don't have to mess with it. This is gonna be easy when I wrap. She shrunk a lot. Just taking it and rolling it up. Don't roll it too tight. We still gotta put this liquid in. Now I transfer to a large pan. It will finish cooking in this pan. That way, in case there's any leakage, we still catch all the au jus. Oh, pour that deliciousness in. Game changer. save that for steaks. And that's how she's gonna finish cooking. So let's go get it back on the grill. Now for this step, I'm putting this on the bottom grill in the middle. There's liquid in there, and it's got a big old heat deflector plate down here, but this is gonna help it finish faster. No more 230, we're going 285. And at 285, it's probably still gonna take another 3 hours. I don't know the temperature yet. Notice I haven't stuck a probe in it. I'll let it run for an hour at 285. That's when I'll put the probe in. I'm telling you, man, this is the simplest, the easiest way to cook a brisket. From somebody that's actually won awards. Got my ThermalWorks. I'm gonna go right through there. Ow. Where are we at? 170, 173. Oh man, this fat sucker's got some time to take. It's a beautiful day outside. It's supposed to be a little windy today, but it's absolutely gorgeous right now. Okay, it's 8 a.m. She's been wrapped for right at about 2 hours, running at 285 degrees. Our temperature reading right now is 188. I'm going to pull this brisket at 202. The reason why I pull it at 202 is this is a long, low and slow cook. If it was a hot and fast cook, that temperature I would probably pull at like 210, 212, just get the right feel on it. But 202 for this is just going to be perfect. And like I said, I do like chopped brisket. That's just me. Like I said, it's at 188 right now. I'm guessing we got to come up 14 more degrees. At the rate we're going, it's probably going to take about another hour. And then she's going to be done. We're going to pull her and let her rest. Ooh, so close, no matter how far. And just like that, she is done. Time is 8:46, so 14 hours. So I'm gonna pull it off, we're gonna take it inside, let it rest, and then we get the final results. So we brought it inside. I just wanna crack this open and just let it steam out. When the steam stops coming out, I'm gonna wrap it back up, and that's when the timer starts. At least 30 minutes, but if you can go for an hour, that's preferably, for me, the best to do. Okay, so we let this brisket rest. It's been about an hour and 15. Now, we're gonna pull it out, get it sliced up for you. Then I'm gonna end up probably chopping the whole thing. I just love chopped brisket better. Like to me, like you get the best of the fatty and the, and the lean. He smells freaking amazing. Oh, yes, sir. That is what I am talking about. I'm gonna have to grab some pictures of this. Oh. You can smell the double pepper cow cover, the SPG. The bark is insane. If I'm gonna serve, I'm gonna slice. I'm gonna make slices, and then I'm gonna turn it and then do fatty slices. It's just, let's move the fatty over here first. Oh. Come on now. Look at that. Ooh. Dripping everywhere. Let's get it. Is that what a lot of people do? Look at that. Is that not fantastic? Just that juice just. Come on now. Guys and gals, you need to make this absolute next level. Look at that. Well, that is it from me. Thank you for watching, and that, my friends, is how you make the easiest overnight brisket on a pellet cooker in your life that tastes phenomenal. Get the brisket mop. Do that. Do that favor for yourself and for others, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.